Cafe Neckbeard apologizes for the quality of the audio recording of Chris Bauer's voice in the beginning of the recording. There was the sound of a very large and noisy ice machine. It was impossible to re-record the video due to limited supplies of celery juice and talking material. Enjoy the show.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Chris Bauer, and I am the PR representative and procurement specialist of Cafe Neckbeard, the historic Logan Square neighborhood's only 24-hour fine dining, cash-only, explosively experimental eatery. And I am participating in the Celery Menu Anticipation Juice Cleanse. As far as I know, I am the only one participating in this particular juice cleanse, but it's come to my attention that people all around the world are participating in celery juice cleanses of their own, and everyone is unique, just like every person is unique. And everything I'm doing here is I'm not trying to be different or be like, just separate myself from the pack or anything like that. I just want to be, more public, in not only promoting the restaurant, but also talking about myself and my experiences. And this is something that I think is just really significant. And I'm thank you so much for joining me. And you might notice that the background is a little bit different today. And one of the things that happens once in a while for my line of work is that I have to travel. And right now I am partially for a Cafe Nickbird expedition. I am in the wonderful state of Michigan, right on the coast of Lake Michigan, and I'm in the basement of a hotel. And you can tell by the some of the accommodations, as they say in the hotel business. I have plastic cups that are obviously unwrapped from a hotel room, and then I have some very, very fancy what used to be Italian water. Now, here's the thing, is that when I go on business trips, I don't stay at hotels. I usually have to find my own accommodations, and I took 7 buses and a train to get here, and normally I bring a little tent of my own to sleep somewhere in the woods, and I really like sleeping in the woods because I enjoy the woods. And I just brought in a couple surprises from the forest. These are a couple of leaves, and I'm very interested in leaves. And a lot of people come up here to Michigan from Chicago to be a little bit closer to nature. And one thing you can notice about this is that the leaves are very different colors, and maybe even different kinds of trees. And you can see that I just picked up 4, and you can see that they're almost look like they are completely different, and I think it's something really spectacular that I wanted to show you. But one thing I wanted to tell you about was that I'm not in my apartment, and so I wasn't able to make celery juice this morning, but I was able to make celery juice yesterday, and I brought it in a plastic bag, which I found out later is not the best way to transport liquid. So my bag was a little bit as compromised, as they say. And so I asked a friend who runs a hotel nearby, and I asked them if I might be able to borrow a vessel for my celery juice that was coming out of the bag. And I wish I had most of this tape, but it was raining, and I was afraid that my camera and my phone wouldn't work if it was too wet. So I came to my friend's hotel. I walked about 7 or 8 miles in the woods, and I came to this hotel, and they're mostly vacant, but they told me that it would be they could give me a used San Pellegrino Terme from Bergamo, Italy, which is like a very, very delicious water, I've heard. I poured the rest of my celery juice in here, so I'm going to be able to pour this into a unsealed plastic cup, so I'll be able to have it as a drinking vessel as well. So this is like really fancy. And right now I'm in the basement of the hotel, and the hotel has kind of a you're going to see some pictures in the beginning of the video of showing the kind of fancy digs that I'm not staying in. So I don't want you to think that I'm like, you know, traveling like a king or anything, or a queen, or like living any kind of high life. I am, trust me, I'm sleeping in the woods tonight. I just have a nice dry place to make this movie for you guys, and to share you that I'm not going to give up on this dream just because I can't be in town. And like the work I'm doing out here is pretty interesting. Part of it's getting some different kinds of berries from some farmers out here for Chef Anton. He asked me, he has some special arrangement with some farmers out here. It's like really kind of cool. And so I'm bringing some of those back for him. And then I'm also have a couple of side jobs out here involving leaves. And so it's kind of why I'm sort of having a lot of knowledge about this, because I spend all morning picking up different ones for a very complicated art project that somebody's working on. And so I'm out here trying to find as many unique leaves as I possibly can. And so it's a really kind of interesting project. It doesn't really take up a lot of my mental space. I just basically am picking up leaves, but by hand. It's not a rake kind of job. It's like more of a hand job. So the one thing that I want to do is I want to keep up, and I don't want to let just my busy life get in the way. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drink my celery juice for the day. I was also doing a little bit of reading because I had some books down here, so I was kind of sneaking a peek at this book, and it's called Beanie and the Dreaded Wedding, and looks like it's a pretty interesting book, so I'm going to read a couple chapters of this, I think, before I go back out into the forest. So I have enough juice for today and for tomorrow that I saved from the bag, so I'm going to pour it in here, and I'm going to just take a look at the so it's 10/26, October 26, 2019. I think it's day 18 of the Celery Menu Anticipation Cleanse. I love you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm gonna start drinking this juice now, and I just like, this is so exciting, and I'm so happy, and I'll be back in Chicago tomorrow, and I'm just like so grateful for all of you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Bauer, and I am the PR representative and procurement specialist of Cafe Neckbeard, the historic Logan Squares neighborhood's only 24-hour cash-only eatery. Hello, good afternoon, good morning. My name is Chris Bauer, and I am the PR representative and procurement specialist of Chef Star Anton Star Anas's